1, we're going live. Here we are. All righty, Mares Eat Oats. Mares Eat Oats. It's not mares eat oats. It's mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. A kid'll eat ivy too, wouldn't you? Love that song. If the words sound queer and funny to your ear, a little bit jumbled and jivey, say mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. Here we go. People are joining me now. Hi, everyone. Okay, where are we from? Give me some ideas. I'd love to see where you are. Connecticut. That's Holly. And hi, Anja. Hi, Jackie. Okay, here we go. Oregon. Hello, Nathalie. All righty, we're moving along. Yes, my voice is off. I think I have a little cold. I think I just got this. And it's probably because we got in so late last night. I'm in a hotel, as you can see, near Cleveland. And my husband and I came in from Canada, and we were traveling yesterday from Canada into the U.S., and the bridge between Canada and the U.S., the one that we take, is called the Peace Bridge. My children used to call it the Peach Bridge, but it's actually Peace. The Peace Bridge. And it was so backed up. Normally when we go over that bridge, it takes, 10 minutes. It took us close to 3 hours to get over the bridge. And it was because everyone was coming back from July 1, which is the Canadian Independence Day, and July 4th, which is, of course, the American Independence Day. And we meld that all together. I'm coming from around the beach area in Canada and Lake Erie, and suddenly we had lots of people coming into the U.S. So it took us a long time. Then when we got in to the U.S. and got just over into customs, they said, pull over, please. We're going to confiscate your car. They do that, kind of randomly. And it was random. I mean, we don't look suspicious. Our papers were all in order, etc. Boy, I guess I do have a little froggy sound to my voice. So we pulled over, and our dog Buster was with us, and he was in the car. They said, leave Buster in the car, and you folks go in here. And that took us another hour. So we still had to drive to Cleveland, which was another 3 hours. So we thought we were going to be here last night at around, 8 or 9. It turned out that we rolled in at about midnight. And then the hotel was being renovated, and the rooms were not very choice. I was very disappointed in the rooms, and one of them had a very strong chemical smell. And although I'm not as chemically sensitive as I used to be, I certainly don't want to sleep for several nights in a room that has a strong chemical odor. Yeah, and we lost our lemons and our limes, because you're not allowed to bring citrus fruits into the U.S. So I had a bunch of them. So they took them away from us, but we were allowed to keep Buster. So we got in very late last night, and I suspect that could be the reason why my voice is like this. It wasn't like this during the day, I don't think. I worked all day with clients here in the hotel room, and I don't think I was that bad. Anyway, let's see where else everyone was coming from. Where everyone's Oklahoma, Oklahoma, okay, Michigan,
Brazil,
Minnesota, Brazil. Oh, fabulous! How nice to see everyone. Oh, it's so much fun. Okay, here we go. Ohio. Hey, you're close to me. I'm actually in Independence, Ohio, not quite Cleveland. And we're going to be here for about 4 nights. Kentucky. Okay. All righty. We're moving along here. So tonight, I'm going to give you a little tip. I don't use it that often. I certainly don't use it for my clients, because my clients expect more from me, to be honest, and I don't blame them. But for my family or myself, when in doubt, when I'm trying to figure out which medicine to use, and I have to move pretty quickly. And although for the most part I know what to use, because after a while, these these medicines start coming second nature, and I've got them memorized, the protocols, and it just happens when you use it a lot of times. And I want that to be for you as well. But when I'm really in doubt and I don't know what else to do, then I use Bioplasma, made by Highlands. It's Bioplasma is all 12 cell salts. So if you know anything about cell salts, you'll know what I mean. If you don't know anything about cell salts, then learn about them, because they really are little lifesavers. If you're first starting in homeopathy, cell salts are excellent because there are only 12 of them. They're a subcategory of homeopathy. They're the salts that are representative of what's in our bodies and our constituency of our bones and our blood and our cells. There's much more than just 12, but originally it was determined that Dr. Schussler is the one who came up with this method of categorizing and determining which are the salts that are most needed during an illness. And there are 12 of them in here. Now, I don't use Bioplasma frequently. I use it for when I don't know what else to do. It's not that I don't know, it's that I just need to buy myself some time. I need to say to myself, okay, look, the dog is vomiting. I mean, actually, I know what to do for Buster when that happens, but let's say I didn't know what to do. Until I could think about it for a minute and observe him a little bit longer, instead of allowing him to suffer relentlessly, I put a couple of those pills in his mouth, the cell salt pills, the Bioplasma. These are made by Highland, and you can buy Highlands, and you can purchase them at any health food store. I believe even Walmart or Kmart carries them. And as I always say, that's where they belong, is in Walmart. And Kmart, I don't know if Kmart's much around anymore, but if they belong in Walmart, they belong in the grocery stores, they belong in the inexpensive stores across the country. Why? Because this should not be esoteric, folks. This needs to be for everyone. Everyone needs to know about homeopathy. And so if you go to a Walmart, and I would urge you to do so for that reason alone, if for no other, then buy them there. If you see homeopathic medicines, that's a good place to buy them, just to give them the message that there's power in what we buy. And if we make it clear to them, we want this medicine, it'll be clear by the fact that it's off the shelf. Okay, time to fill it up again, folks. Now, more often than not, when you go to Walmart and those kinds of places, or Wegmans or other grocery stores, Tops, all of those kinds of shops, you want to purchase, there's nothing wrong with buying combination medicines. So for example, I have Cold Calm here. This is by Boron. I love Cold Calm. And I just got it up because I was feeling like I was getting a cold, and now you hear it. So I'll probably end up taking this tonight. I've just opened it up to see if it was if I had enough of it, and I've got plenty. So I love these combination medicines. So these are also to be used in a pinch. Listen, we have specific protocols for colds. We know that aconitum 200 with Bryonia 30 combined together is a great medicine for coughs and upcoming colds and those kinds of things. That's a Banerjee protocol, and they taught that very well. And I've also seen them use it, aconitum 200 with Bryonia 200, but it's really with 30. Although I did teach it that way in the beginning, I've come to realize that it was really 30 that is their protocol. I just happened to see them use it a few times in the 200. So at any rate, this is also a great medicine, and you can buy these kinds of things in these stores, in conventional retail stores. It's a great message to folks. You can buy restless legs, you can buy teething, you can buy colic, sinus remedies. There are a lot of them. And in fact, if you key my name in, Joette Calabrese, and Boron YouTube, you'll see me telling you all about these medicines. I've done a number of YouTubes in conjunction with Boron. I like them very much. I also like Highlands very much. So these American, of course, Boron started in France, but it's now, I would consider it an American company. I know all the people not all the people, many of the people in the company. And I visit them. In fact, they're in Pennsylvania, not too far from where I am. So that's what you want to do. So how would you use this This Bioplasma, 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 there you put about 3 to 4 pills into the mouth. It dissolves instantly. They're not the hard pills, they're the soft lactose pills. Or are they lactose pills. And so you can put them in an infant's mouth and it dissolves instantly. They don't have to chew it and they'll just smack their little lips. It's great for dogs and cats. And so you use it maybe every if someone's really sick, maybe every 15 minutes to 60 minutes. But you do stop, especially once you have found out which medicine you're planning on using for this particular condition. So if it does good, you may not need another medicine. But what you're doing is just giving the body a boost. You may abort the whole condition with Bioplasma because it has all 12 cell salts, including ferrum phos and nat phos and mag phos and so silica, beautiful medicines in there. I actually produced a CD called Cell Salts, the Easy Homeopathy, and I think it comes with a little booklet too. Should you be interested, it's on my blog. But you can learn a lot about cell salts or sometimes they're called tissue salts, TISSUE, or cells, CELL, salts. The word I'm saying is salt, SALT with an S at the end. So it's tissue salts, cell salts, and all 12 of them combined is Bioplasma. OHM Pharmacy, the pharmacy that I like to work with my clients and students, also carry a combination of all 12 cell salts. I don't believe they call it Bioplasma. I think they call it something else. Because each of these companies or these manufacturers have different names. But might use it every 15 minutes if it's really severe. Then you might open it up. Okay, now the person's feeling maybe a little bit better. Now you open it up after 2 or 3 doses. Then you go to, say, every couple of hours, something like that. Some people believe that we should be taking Bioplasma every day. And there was a time when I did that with my children. I would put Bioplasma in their milk. I used to buy nice big fat gallons of raw milk, and I used to give it to them, put it in the milk, and then when they had their glass of milk, they would inadvertently get it. And it's not a bad way to do this, but as I've learned and as I've grown and my experience has ripened me as a seasoned homeopath, I fine-tune, and those are not bad ways, but they're not bad ways, but they're not fine-tuned. However, they are really good when, as I said, in a pinch, or if you're new to homeopathy. So I actually know folks who would work with only cell salts, all 12 Bioplasma in the Bioplasma, and then each of the calciphosin, caliphosin, et cetera, and use nothing else in homeopathy, which is pretty interesting stuff when you think about it. The Banerjees do not use cell salts in the fashion that I'm describing right now. The way they use it is for specific protocols. So if a child is not growing properly, a little bit on the small side, there's nutritional issues. In other words, they're not absorbing nutrients properly. The favorite medicine is calc, C-A-L-C, phos, P-H-O-S. That's shortened for Calcarea phosphoricum. They use 3Xs. These cell salts that we're talking about tonight are in 6X. And the Banerjees use 3 because that's what they use. People say to me, why do they use 3 and we use 6? Because in our country and in Europe, you're more likely to find it in a 6X. And in India, you're more likely to find it in 3X. And I don't know if that's because of efficacy or it's just what's available. But when the Banerjees taught me, and the whole research foundation, when I've worked there over those 8 years, and I saw how they were using it, I never asked, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I rarely asked questions. One question I did ask was, will you use cell salts in a 3X? And they said, yes, we know Americans and Europeans use it in a 6X, use them in a 6X. And I said, why is it? And he said, because it works. So we don't tinker with success. And anytime I can find someone who has grander knowledge than I back off and say, I'm going to learn from this person. I'm going to use what they say. If I find someday that I like a better way, many, many, many years from now, if I live so long, then I might change it a little bit. But I bow to clinical evidence. And that is certainly what the Banerjees have. So I want to remind you, I do this every week, and I'm also looking here for folks to see, let's see, I see a Banerjee book that called for potency of it with a slash through the zero. What is that? Oh, that slash through the zero means mother tincture. That's what it means, mother tincture. So it's the original material. So you might see, let's say, Cardus marianus is often used in mother tincture. Crataegus is often used in mother tincture. Now, when I'm working with clients and students, I put MT for mother tinctures because that's the language we use, but the zero with the line through it is the pharmaceutical designation for a mother tincture, the original substance. All right, let's just see. Let's see, my thoughts. Okay, let's see. Calc-Phos, yeah, every 4 hours. Yeah, you could use it every 4 hours, absolutely. Calc-Phos 3X for developmental. Yes, thank you very much for saying that. Nathalie, for reiterating that. Hi from Maryland. I'm looking for questions. I love to answer questions, but try to keep it pertinent to tonight if you don't mind. Since we're talking about potency, I don't mind answering the question about the line through the zero. I have and love your cell salt CDs. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I listen to them in the car frequently. You know, it's funny. I know people tell me, oh my gosh, I've heard your voice for so many years now listening to these CDs. And then they meet me and they say, oh my gosh, there it is, that same voice again, which is quite different tonight. Let's see, I can't have a hard time reading these awfully tiny print tonight. Let's see, the throat remedy worked for me when I had a cold with a lingering cough. Yes, the throat remedy. Yeah, they have throat combinations out there. Boron has them. Highlands, Washington. You won't find Washington in health food stores or Walmart, etc. But you will find those others. Let's see. Has anyone tried the boron's throat remedy? Yeah, there we go. There's the question. Was first, of course, but then we answered that the opposite way. So for colic, great medicine for colic. They have wonderful combinations for colic. Discount, what is that? Discount code at, there you go. Yeah, she's giving you the discount code for you to be able to buy boron. And I want to remind you folks that when you use the discount code and you use my name as the discount, just put Joette and you get a discount. I don't get paid back. That's just because. I think I've talked about that before. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but why Bioplasma instead of OHM combo cell salt protein? Well, because not everybody knows about OHM. And for those of you who are not students or clients of mine, OHM is not available. OHM is not a retail pharmacy. They're a manufacturing pharmacy, and they work directly with teachers of homeopathy, mostly practitioners of homeopathy. So yeah, I like that too. I do like that. Okay, let's look at the bottom, see if we have any other questions coming up. I tried Bioplasma. Sport. Oh yeah, that's a good one. There's a combination for just the sports cell salts, and they mix it together. And it contains only cell salts in 3C. Oh, there you go. So they do have them in 3Cs. I did not know that. There you go. I can't keep up with the companies that are coming up with remedies these days. I think it's wonderful, but be wary, folks. Buy from the companies that I'm telling you. It doesn't mean that there aren't companies out there that are not good, or that companies out there that are good, excuse me, but rather I know these companies. I actually been to their pharmacies, their manufacturing facilities. Washington Homeopathy, also a very good company out of San Francisco area. Let's see, if you're dealing with chronic sinuses, would it be to take Bioplasma until the chronics clear, so you could, listen, if you find that Bioplasma works for a chronic condition, by all means, absolutely use it. I love that idea. I have not found that to be necessarily so in lots of cases, but I have seen it happen. There's no doubt about it. I've also seen that it's just as simple as someone who has chronic menstrual cramps is better by Bioplasma. By chronic, I mean every single month. That Bioplasma has been great because it's got mag-phos in it. And mag-phos, or magnesium phosphoricum, is excellent for menstrual cramps. So, but if you have menstrual cramps, it's always better. If you know that it's mag-phos, let's zero in on it. Let's not use all 12 cell salts unless we know that they can be of value as well. And instead, I like to be super tidy and zero in on exactly the medicine that's going to do the best work. It gives us a better understanding of what we're doing, because what do we do from there? Where do we go from there? It helps us not utilize a medicine for too long. I mean, there are 11 other medicines in there. If you're using mag-phos, if mag-phos is being used by the body properly, and it's taking care of those menstrual cramps, there are 11 other cell salts that you're still taking. And they can all be uptaken and they can all be used properly by the body. But if they're not, if there's one or two that you don't need, then eventually, and it is eventual most likely, you could end up proving it because you're taking it too frequently. What I mean by that is if you were to take Bioplasma 2-3 times a day, every day for, weeks, months, and it wasn't correct. If it's correct, it's beautiful. If it's not correct and you start getting some symptoms that you hadn't had before, it's time to back off and reassess. All righty. I think we've got the questions answered. Boy, I'm having a hard time reading these tonight. I don't know why the print is so small. All right. Yes, don't forget to share this, please. Please share this with folks, especially Bioplasma. My goodness, it's so easy. It's so easy. Just throw it in your purse and keep it available for whenever. It's nice on picnics. It's great at, when you're going to church, when you've got groups that you're going to. It's just, you can turn somebody on to homeopathy very easily with that. And it's not,
Joette,
because it's not invasive, it's a great thing. We have a question here?
Yeah, there's a question. Are MTs poisonous? Mother tinctures poisonous?
Oh, are mother tinctures poisonous? Yes, they can be, depending on what the original substance is. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if they're making a mother tincture from, if you're getting a mother tincture belladonna, you bet it's poisonous. It's not until it's potentized, diluted many, many times to the 100th power, does it become a medicine. But then there are those that are not poisonous because we're starting from a substance that is not poisonous, such as chamomilla. Get the chamomilla flowers, put them in a tincture and in alcohol, make it into a tincture. It takes 2 weeks, a fortnight, for the medicines to release, or the plants to release their medicinal properties into the alcohol. Generally speaking, that's generally the way it's done. And now you've got a mother tincture of chamomilla. Beautiful stuff. You can use it right there as that, or you can use chamomilla in potentized. So for a teething child, chamomilla in a mother tincture, a drop. Now you wouldn't put it directly in the mouth of a teething child because it's all alcohol. You would probably put it in a little bit of water, just a drop or two, and make sure it's quite dilute. And then we could put it into the mouth of a babe. But for teething, I'll leave you with this last hint, and I've talked about this on my blog or discussed it. I like chamomilla 200. 30 is okay, 30 is nice, 200, it often aborts it. And not just gets rid of that chamomile, or that teething at the moment, and that fractiousness of the child, that irritability and the sensitivity to every little sound and person touching them. But it relieves the teething, of course, but it also helps with the next potential episode of teething. And then it softens the fact that they don't continue having these painful teething episodes. There might be another one or two, but now it's a lower level of it, because you've already used chamomilla 200 and you used it a few times over a period of a few days. So that's what's interesting about this is that we love, and I've said this before, I love toxins. Give me the toxins, folks. They make the best medicines when diluted in the decimal or centesimal potencies. That's the best part. We can get stuff that's disgusting. We can get stuff that kills us. Plumbum, it's lead, it'll kill us. Stramonium, it will kill us. Circuita virosa will kill us in gross form. But We make a medicine out of it by diluting it 200 times to the 100th power, and now we've come up with a medicine that has released all of its curative aspects, brought them to the fore while it's brought down all of those toxic aspects. It's the ultimate of medicine on the planet.
Sure.
Yes, we have another question?
People who search your name and their problem, you've probably written about it.
Yes. Good idea. What problems you have, folks? Put Joette Calabrese, and then, I don't mean like your marital problems, but your neighbor next door plays the radio too loud. I'm talking about, you have a problem, you have a child is in otitis media. Joette Calabrese, otitis media, free, right there, anywhere on, it's not just my blog, folks. I've written for many other sites. Other bloggers have me on their sites. I've written for Weston Price for 10 years, Wise Traditions. You've got eczema, Joette Calabrese eczema. Get it for free. That is the idea here, ladies and gents. And teach others to do the same. If you just write Joette, J-O-E-T, you don't even have to write Calabrese sometimes, and it comes right, and you just put the name of the condition. Now, if you don't know that otitis media is the name for an ear infection, no problem. Joette Calabrese ear infection. If you can't figure out what it is, let's say you need that synonym, look up what is the medical term for ear infection? What is the medical term for atopic dermatitis? What is the medical term for, etc., eye infection? And a conjunctivitis will come up, most likely. So you may not have the synonym, but you come up with it by just digging around a little bit. So with that, wow, it's 8:27. I actually have to dash off. Consider joining study groups with our groups here. Go to my website. If you're interested in joining a group, that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be meeting with a study group. Where's this group, Mary? Do you know? They're usually all over the world, which is really fun. And I get to meet people from South America and then Kansas and New Hampshire, and I just love it. It's just so much fun for me to meet all these folks. So it's a great way for you to learn more, but if this satisfies you, just to stay on this Facebook Live and on my blog and just on the internet in general with the articles I've written, I'm perfectly happy with that. So with that, folks, I say good night and watch for me next Monday night, and we'll do it again. And I wish you a great night. God bless all of you. Bye now.